Yeah, and as I was saying,
President Trump returns to Butler, Pennsylvania, the site of the first assassination attempt, starts the rally off in the most badass way possible, and brings Elon Musk along for the ride. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. So if you didn't hear, July 13th, President Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania. What's he do? He stands up, yells fight, just the most badass thing I've ever seen. And then he returns to Butler, Pennsylvania and does probably the second most badass thing I've ever seen. How he starts this rally off is just amazing. It exemplifies bravery. It exemplifies owning the situation in front of a crowd of estimated 100,000 people. Mainstream media will not tell you that. We'll compare that to a Kamala rally. It's, wow. It's not apples to apples. Let's put it this way. And then Elon Musk was on site at the second Butler, Pennsylvania rally, which looks like it's proving to be very significant. We're going to take a look at all this and more in this video, so let's buckle up. Now, you've seen the video a million times where Trump gets shot. He turns his head to the right to look at the illegal immigration graph on the screen at just the right time, which ends up saving his life. It was estimated that the bullet was a quarter inch from his head and 0 inches from his ear, by the way. So how's he start the rally off? By picking up where he left off, has the same graph up there and says, as I was saying. So just for comparison, let's take a look at the first Butler rally at the very moment where he turned his head through the hand of God at just the right time, where he was referencing a graph that he says he normally almost never gets to in the beginning of a rally, but I think God was at hand there. So let's take a look.
take a look at what happened.
Butler rally number 2. Let's see it again.
As I was saying,
People love it. Same graph, as I was saying. That is the best. Now, that was about 12 seconds into Trump taking this stage. And because I think this is so monumental, he returned to the very site where he got shot. He had a quarter inch of space between him and his life being ended. Play him taking the stage from the get-go where he's thanking Pennsylvania before he delivers that badass line. I think it is not only brave, but also shows loyalty and fearlessness that he would return to the very site where he got shot. Take a full look.
Lee, thank you very much, really. And thank you, a very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
It's the best. That's so good.
oh, I love that.
Now, if you're not a Trump fan, and if you're watching this, odds are you are. But if there's any Trump fans out there, if you don't admit this is completely badass, you have something wrong with you. You need to see your doctor and get a referral to some kind of institution so that your brain can be dealt with. This is objectively badass. You don't have to like the guy, even though I think you probably should. You don't have to like the guy, but you have to admit this is awesome. Now, before we get to what else happened at this rally that was significant, his name is Elon, take a look. This really pleased me. You can see President Trump is now speaking behind bulletproof glass. This didn't seem like it was happening right away after the July 13th attempt. He was doing other rallies indoors and outdoors. I'm like, what? We need some bulletproof glass for this guy. Obviously, there was a second assassination attempt. My guess is there's probably been more that we just don't know about. But nonetheless, because I believe President Trump is an important hope, in Elon's words, if Trump doesn't win this election, this is the last election the U.S. will ever see. At least somewhat above board election. So President Trump staying alive is very important to us, but also like his family. He's a grandfather, he's a father, he's a husband, and he's got his own life. So I was very enthused to see the bulletproof glass. I don't think the Secret Service's efficiency warrants speaking on stage without bulletproof glass. We'll get back to the topic at hand in just a second, but first, raise your hand if your kids are picky eaters, play sports, get sick easily, or all of the above. I know my hand is raised with my son, but here are some critical stats that you may not know about your kids. 70% of all kids are deficient in vitamin D. 60% don't get enough magnesium. 40% are deficient in calcium. And 30% lack vitamin A. This is why the wellness company's medical team created Kids Naturals. It's a new gummy line that tastes incredible while filling in wellness gaps to keep your kiddos primed for optimal development. First up, the fruits and veggies gummies. They have 40 plus foods that are condensed from nature that your kids would probably never eat solo. Hey kids, you want to eat some broccoli sprouts? No? Well, they are. Just don't tell them. And the Spike Support gummies pack a power punch in cellular defense with dandelion, pomegranate peel, and bromelain. Free of any alcohol, sugars, or extra preservatives, which I like. And the Innovation Award goes to the Sports Recovery Electrolyte Gummy. It creates hydration through pure sources of vitamin C, B6, B12, sodium, magnesium, and potassium. So instead of filling your kids with a bunch of chemicals and processed garbage, invest in their well care and teach them good habits, and start with the Kids Naturals Gummy line by the Wellness Company. Get your Kids Naturals gummies today and save 10%. Just go to twc.health/JPReacts and use code JPReacts to save 10%. By the way, you can use this code every time you shop, not just once. Subscriptions are also available. Enjoy. Now back to the video. Now, of course, what happened at the rally was Elon Musk appeared in public, I believe for the first time with Trump, certainly at a Trump rally, endorsing President Trump. And this is significant, and you can see Elon here. He's the one on the right, if you don't know who's who. But many people speculate this is significant. Obviously, Elon's a powerful dude. You know he's got a brilliant mind. Literally a rocket scientist and a car scientist and a computer scientist and like a drilling tunnel scientist and a solar panel scientist. Like, put me and Elon in an IQ test. My money's on Elon. So he's a brilliant guy, the alleged richest man in the world. Putin, I think some underground people probably take the cake on that, but publicly stated as the richest man in the world. I love listening to Elon. The way his mind works is beyond my comprehension. But why many people, including myself, believe it's significant that Elon is with Trump. He's been endorsing him for quite a while, but now he's taking it to the next level, speaking at a Trump rally, is there's a lot of libertarian-minded people that are still being cured of their Trump derangement syndrome, and Elon's serving as a bridge from them to President Trump. There's also like the tech billionaire, the Silicon Valley demographic, not that President Trump will win California. I guess communists always vote blue, but nonetheless, Elon is an important bridge. And a good friend of mine, Mickey Willis, here's some food for thought. Pay attention. Mickey Willis, the director of all the pandemic films, he's a dear friend of mine. I was talking to him last week, and he's doing a lot of work for the Trump campaign, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and he said something brilliant. You don't have to want to vote for Trump, but also if you vote for Trump, you're voting for Tulsi Gabbard. You're voting for RFK Jr., and you're voting for Elon Musk. If you want to vote for any of those four people, Tulsi, RFK Jr., Elon, or Trump, then you check Trump at the ballot, preferably in person, and make sure they count your freaking ballot. Now, before we get to some of what Elon had to say, here's the betting website Polymarket. They're doing odds, they do sports, and they do like everything, including elections. And you can see, let's just play that back. As Elon's taking the stage, what's happening to the betting odds? Kamala Harris is going to take a big downturn, and President Trump is going to take a big upturn. We'll just pause it right there. And why Polymarket is maybe a little bit more of a reliable, call it odds maker or polling system than CNN's polls or CBS's polls is. Those are obviously corrupt organizations that are controlled by the leftist people that control the leftist government. So do you think you can fake polls? Of course. Well, Kamala's up by 6 points. She's more popular. You want to vote for someone who's more popular, don't you? You don't want to vote for a scumbag. Look at who we made more popular. So Polymarket has a little bit more dedication to what's called reality. So if you're going to look at any polls, I think Polymarket is more valuable to look at. It was just interesting to see what happened during this rally as Elon was taking the stage. President Trump's odds were going up significantly. Kamala's going proportionally down, which suggests how powerful of an endorsement Elon is. Oh, but Mark Cuban endorsed Kamala. Dick Cheney endorsed Kamala. Why are her odds dropping when she gets those endorsements? Yeah, I don't know. Now, because the guy obviously doesn't get enough publicity, we'll give you some Elon. Let's take a look at him taking the stage, but more significantly, hearing some of what he had to say at the Trump rally in Butler.
American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Is there anyone more socially awkward than Elon? Like, even his jumping for joy, it's just like there's a disconnect. There's social awkwardness injected left and right. Not hating on him, I'm just observing it.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Probably no one but Elon actually knows what that means.
Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight!
I love that. What I don't love is it looks like President Trump is now outside the perimeter of the bulletproof glass. You need to do something about that, Team Trump.
Blood coming down the face.
At this very site, that is significant.
America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You've got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, just passed a law banning voter ID for voting.
There is nothing anyone can say to me that makes that make sense to me. Now, it's one thing for Elon to be preaching to the choir, saying amazing things that, in my opinion, are legitimately compelling of why you would want to vote for Trump, why voting for the other side is the most un-American thing you can do if you stand for American values. So preaching to the choir, and of course a Trump rally, that's a choir of your people, and it's beautiful. However, Elon had a very specific point that probably applied to some of these people at the rally, and certainly a lot of people watching this rally on video. And it's an important point that can absolutely make a difference. Let's hear it from Elon.
This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote. Okay?
Not if you're an illegal, but I guess you can vote too in some places. But American citizens, register to vote.
And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Text people now.
Now let's hear something very dramatic that Elon says that I have fact-checked to be true.
Now. And then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important.
So what's Elon mean by that? If we don't vote, specifically voting for Trump, this will be the last election. Let's look at it this way. Some speculate 2016 was the last election we've had. Now, there's one thing to do the political theater of an election, and here's the propaganda. You think you're doing an election, but an election is the people electing their representative, in this case, the president. That's an election. Just because you go through the motions doesn't mean it's an election. You can be doing an act. Some of us have our doubts about the legitimacy of 2020. Some of us know here in 2024, there's an uphill battle fighting corruption so that we, the people, are actually electing who we choose to elect. So many speculate there's still a chance. It's like in a basketball game. If one team's cheating, the refs are in on it, the opposing team can still win. It's just an uphill battle. The cheating team has an unfair advantage. Think about that with this election. So what Elon is suggesting, my interpretation is this is the last stand where we will have a chance. The system will be so far gone, so leftist, so communist. Do they have actual elections in communist countries? Has Putin legitimately won re-election for the past 20 some years? Or do they go through the motions and like, hey, everybody, we're doing the election. I wonder who's going to win. Things could be so far gone. Elon's prediction is they'll be so far gone by 2028. That won't be an election. This is our last chance. I endorse these statements by Elon Musk. Now, something else that's worth taking a look at is what we the people are doing. The voice of we the people really matters. That exemplifies a lot of power, but the actions of we the people, that's more powerful. It represents we the people. It's one thing. What are we the people saying? Cool, that matters. Keep saying it. But what are we the people doing? Well, we the people turned out for this Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Here you can see footage of the crowd. Immense. It's been estimated 100,000 people turned out for this rally. Of course, the news, newsflash, the news isn't going to tell you that because the opposition has rallies that look like this. Here you see it, a Kamala Harris rally in Michigan recently. Now, granted, I'm going to be real with you. Like, obviously she's not on stage. This is probably like well before the rally. So it would be propaganda to say like this was the turnout for her rally. But you can certainly see by comparison, even if every seat is filled and there's seats close-ish to the stage, that's absolutely nothing. It's a fraction. I would guess this looks like some kind of basketball arena, probably maximum capacity of 15,000. And that's being generous. It could be less. It's somewhere in Michigan. 15,000 people. And by the way, Kamala has been caught paying people to attend her stuff. To my knowledge, President Trump paid absolutely 0 people to be at his rally. Giving credit where credit is due, Kamala Harris, she's been on the job, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we know that tons of people, countless people in North Carolina. Just Saturday, I talked to someone who was on the ground doing rescue efforts, and he shared with me it is an absolutely biblical level catastrophe. Anything you see on the news is not real. This situation, the catastrophe, far exceeds how the news is portraying it. Tons of people in need of food, shelter, water, protection, and sanitation. So admittedly, I'll give Kamala Harris credit where credit is due. What she's doing, this is Lebanon. Oh, that's different. Well, she announced this just 2 days ago, as of this recording. The United States will provide nearly $157 million in additional assistance to the people of Lebanon for essential needs such as food, shelter, water, protection, and sanitation. That's weird. That's like the exact things that North Carolina U.S. citizens need that the Biden administration has said we don't have any more aid to give. That's weird. Yeah, I guess that doesn't make her look better. It makes her look worse. Okay, well, that's who she is. So with that said, my freedom-loving friend, we've seen Trump do one of the most badass things I've ever seen. How he starts the rally off, picking up right where he left off the last time he was in Butler, Pennsylvania. And of course, the endorsement of Elon Musk is huge. His appearance with Trump and Elon's call, make sure you're registered to vote so you can vote, or else this will be the last election in the U.S., according to Elon's prediction. But hell, the guy's just smarter than me, so what do I know, even though I agree with them. Let me know what you think about all this, my beautiful freedom lover friend, in the comments below. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video, but until then, stay free.